Well, imagine, if you will, um, being acquitted of murder 2 times, but yet um, you still have to plead guilty to manslaughter, uh, even though you've been acquitted of murder 2 times. I don't understand how that works. There's got to be more to this story than what I'm reading, but that's what has happened to a full patch brother of the Mongols nation. This story, December 1st, that he had to plead guilty to manslaughter. And maybe it's because the person that he killed was a cop. I don't know. But we will look at it after this. Howdy, folks. Howdy. I'm Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust. Biker TV. Like, share, and subscribe. We need the likes, we need the shares, and we need the subscriptions. We need these things because they help the show. So do that for me, please, people. Let me put on Horny Toad. The Democrats won the Senate yesterday, and so they're happy about that. And all is well. The place isn't being shot up. So I guess we'll see what happens. But the world is an interesting place here in Georgia. Now all the rabble-rousers can leave and give us Georgia back while they go find someplace else to land on. In any event, today's story is an interesting story. I don't propose to understand this story. I'm not going to suggest to you that I do, because it seems to me that if you're found not guilty of something, then you're not guilty. I have to be honest. I don't understand. There's more to this story than meets the eye. So what's happening is I'm reading this story for the first time, really. I mean, I scanned it. I don't understand. This is not necessarily biker news you can trust. This is biker reading a story news you can listen to. And some of you got, I'm really blessed because I have a huge audience and my audience knows everything. So here we go. Mongols biker who killed an officer agrees to a manslaughter plea. Okay, that seems fair enough on its face, but why does he have to agree to a manslaughter plea? What's going on here? So it says a Mongol's motorcycle, and they used the G word, member who killed a Pomona SWAT officer during a crackdown on the group 8 years ago, has pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter. First of all, 8 damn years. It has taken 8 years to bring this to conclusion? Damn. And has his life been on hold all these 8 years? Has he been in jail all these 8 years? And so let us see. Los Angeles AP story. Mongols motorcycle gang member who, I see, they got me. I didn't even mean to read G like that, but a Mongols Motorcycle Club Nation member who killed a Pomona SWAT officer during a crackdown on the group 8 years ago has pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter. Voluntary manslaughter. That's a big charge. After twice being acquitted of murder. So I don't get this. Aren't after you acquitted of murder, you just go on? You just go on, right? Like, what more charges can they have if you've been acquitted of murder? I have to do. We got to look into this. We got to understand. Like, if you get acquitted of murder, don't you be through? You be through, right? You just go on. My producer in the background says no. If they want you, they go for lesser included offenses. Don't they include all those offenses in the? I don't understand this. This is crazy to me. David Martinez had been found not guilty in 2 separate murder trials over the shooting of Officer Sean Diamond during the October 2014 raid on his home. I think I did that story. Or no, I wasn't around in 2014. But I do remember that story. In any event, because we didn't come on until 2016, I think. But I remember that story. Martinez, 44 years old, testified that he did not know it was the police outside when he opened fire, telling one of the juries he was just sure it was members of his own Mongols motorcycle club coming for him. Last month, jurors in the most recent trial deadlocked on 2 lesser charges of voluntary manslaughter and assault with a firearm. On Wednesday, Martinez opted to plead no contest to both charges. Damn. Because he didn't want to go back and he didn't want, hold on, let me finish reading. Martinez opted to plead no contest to both charges. The Los Angeles Times reported he is scheduled to be sentenced January 17th because he has served more than 8 years. Defense attorneys are hoping he will be released given time he's already served. Damn, hoping? There was no plea agreement here? He's just hoping? Well, that ain't happening. But prosecutors are here it is. But prosecutors are expected to seek a higher sentence, according to the Times. Prosecutors said Martinez fired a shotgun once and struck Diamond in the back of the head as the officer helped serve a search warrant in suburban San Gabriel. Diamond, a 19-year law enforcement veteran, was taking part in a multi-agency operation targeting the Mongols. So that is the story. I don't know. My producer says they know they can lose, so they don't hit you with everything at once. They lost a murder, but they had different lesser offenses to fall back on. And he says that he pleaded guilty because they were not going to let him go, not over a police officer. In the deadlock trial, I mean, there must have been some the story must have been believable, because in the latest trial, some folks deadlocked. Like, this is a believable story. He had some believable story here. A part of it, at least, was believable. Just because the police surround your house and get to kicking in doors and shit unannounced. There was a case here in Georgia where they kicked in an old lady's door. If I remember correctly, this was many years ago, she shot at them or something. They come running into her house. Turns out it was the wrong house. They faked all the paperwork and stuff and got caught. And a couple of those officers actually went to prison over killing that lady. You know, so many times you could just walk up to the front damn door and knock on it. And folks will let you in like, oh, the police are out there. They've surrounded us and there's about 1 million of them out there. Why don't I just open the door and let their ass in? That seems like a... But instead, they choose to David Koresh and Ruby Ridge everybody. And You know, it's like, you know, a lot of times folks don't believe that they're human too. I'll never forget the 1%er dude who felt like he was going to take colors off of a guy, and he didn't have his club with him. So he came to get them colors and wound up getting full of lead. Like, bro, everybody's human, and everybody can get it, you know? So, you know what happened here. You can make an assumption of what happened here. They wasn't fixing to let Martinez go. They wasn't fixing to let him go. And they said he served 8 years, so he's been in jail the whole time. Jeez. Where are you in jail at? You're not in the county for 8 years, are you? Where has he been the last 8 years? Because he served more than 8 years, defense attorneys are hoping he will be released. Where the hell has he been for the last 8 years? Are you in the county for 8 years? Aren't you in the county before you go to? But isn't there, like, you can only be in the county for a year? I mean, you guys know this more than I do. Frost says if you're not acquitted without prejudice, they can come back and call it an indictment to keep from hearing double jeopardy, even though that's all it really is. If you're not acquitted without prejudice, I've never heard of that. Acquitted without prejudice. Isn't acquitted? They're acquitted without prejudice? Come on, man. Acquitted meaning. What is the meaning of acquitted? Dictionary. Free someone from criminal charge by a verdict of not guilty. Now, acquitted without prejudice. Let me look that up. Without prejudice. Meaning, a case dismissed without prejudice is over and done with once and for all and can't be brought back to court. A case dismissed without prejudice means the opposite. It's not dismissed forever. A case dismissed with prejudice. A case dismissed with prejudice is over. A case dismissed without prejudice is not. It's not the same thing as an acquittal. An acquittal means you were found not guilty. There's no acquittal without prejudice. I have to disagree with you on that one, Frost. Sir, sorry about that. I just do. Long 2-hour drive to the hospital. Surgery starts at 7:30 a.m. Well, we're praying for you, man. We're praying for you that your wife's surgery is good today. We know it will be. Because God says, ask of it and it will be so. So we already know it. You can only be sentenced to up to a year in the county, held over for trial. Oh, as long as they want, says Scott Bailey. There you go. There. I knew somebody would know. So he might have been over there in the county for 8 years, which probably, I don't know, might be better than having been in the prison, although no prison can be good. Anyway, sitting over there languishing for 8 years, he's hoping that the judge says, but the judge can't say that. He's hoping the judge says, okay, time served. But the judge can't say that because here's the deal. The judge works for the state. He works for the criminal justice system. He's got to see those cops every day. They've got to serve his warrants and all of that. There's no way that even if Martinez is completely right, there was no way he could know he was running through the house, tripped, dropped the gun, rolled down 4 flights of stairs, through a plate glass window out onto the cement, knocked out, and the gun tip-toppled down the stairs, fell on top of his chest, went off, and killed the officer while he was out cold. Are they going to let him go? Because the whole system, even your attorneys are court officials. The whole system is against you. That's why you do your damnedest not to get caught up in it. Ever. Someone says, I would rather go to prison, hands down. County jail is full of big mouths and fake tough guys. Oh, wow. Damn. He gets mandatory credit for every day he serves, says Kay Wayne. So we'll see what happens there. Wow. So I guess the county's not so good, huh? If you can survive LA County Jail, you can survive any prison in the United States, says Mike Ball. Which, Mike, you don't look like the jail dude. Bro, you've been to jail too? Man, this Mike Ball, we be finding out stuff about this Mike Ball dude. Mike Ball would take off his fake leg and beat the hell out of you in there. He ain't playing. Wow, man. This is this is gonna be something, man. Hey, what's up, big man Chris? I see you out there. So he is gonna be facing this, and I'm hoping that it obviously there's some credibility to his story. He's been acquitted of murder. I mean, this has been 8 years. He's been acquitted of murder twice, it says in the story, and acquitted of murder twice. And this last thing, does that mean 3 trials? Is that what they're saying here? It's actually been to 3 trials. Let's see. Found guilty in 2 separate murder trials. And last month, jurors in the most recent trial. So they could be talking about 2 separate murder trials instead of 3. Last month, jurors in the most recent trial deadlocked on 2 lesser charges of voluntary manslaughter and assault with a firearm. So he opted to plead no contest to both charges. And I guess we could look that up. Well, after you've got 8 years in prison already, how long do you serve? What is the sentence? What is the sentence for manslaughter in California? Here it is. 3 to 11 years in prison. With involuntary manslaughter, it can average from 2 to 4 years behind bars for involuntary. So I guess he's looking at 3 to 11 years in prison, and he's already served 8. So by pleading guilty, they might let him walk at 8. But I guess, he could probably do 3 more years. You might be right. He might be saying, just get me out of here and let me go to a prison, because this is ridiculous over here in the county. That could be it. What is the sentence for, what was the other thing? Assault? Let's see. The other thing was 2 lesser charges, voluntary and assault with a firearm. So what is the sentence for assault with a firearm? Assault with a firearm in California. Let's see what they say. Oh, not so easy here. Okay, so anyway, we know that it's probably 3 to 11 years, and assault with a firearm penalties. The level of charge would depend on what kind of firearm it was. If Convicted, you will face 6 months to a year in the county jail. Okay, so if you are convicted of the felony, 4 years in California State Prison. And so between 6 months to 4 years. So he's already served 8 years. So so we can see why maybe he decided, let's just get this damn thing over with. So there you go. It's set on some kind of a scale what the punishment can be, but sitting at 8 years, he's done as. And here's the ugly part: you're innocent until proven guilty, right? So he has conceivably, as an innocent man, sat in prison, languished in at least the county jail for 8 years, and is conceivably not guilty of murder at all. That is that bullshit that we're talking about right there. But it's a police officer, so it's going to be the worst of the worst for him. And maybe this is his way of trying to, how long can you afford to pay attorneys? Of course, if you don't have any money, they give you free attorneys, and we know that those don't necessarily have to be good attorneys. Not a good outcome for a person who was acquitted of 2 murders trials, acquitted of the murder 2 times. Jeez, that lets you know, man, that there's no fairness in that system. If you get, God help you if you get caught up in it. It ain't letting you go. It makes sense to push for time served, says Meat Hook, but because of who he is and who he's with, I don't think they will let him off that easy. They're always trying to make an example of someone. Yeah, but it looks like the most they can get is 3 more years out of him. And he can probably at this point do 3 years standing on his head. Wow. So maybe we'll send Mike Ball over to help him. Mike ain't playing around over there. Unless he was held with no bail, if he's poor, being poor makes you disposable. Yeah. So anyway, he's done and over with. He is at the point where he can put this behind him. He's lost 8 years, so he can put this behind him. There is a dead police officer out there that's got a family that's missing their man, their father, their person. So it's a sad story all the way around. Absolutely. It's a sad story all the way around. I'll tell you in your DMs, I'm in a legal situation right now. Big man Chris, god dang, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. No, Mike Ball, you are tough as nails. Trust and believe. I already know. Is this John O, man? It's been so long. Gosh dang. Kevin Fitz, good to see you. Hellfighter Steve, as always. All my good people here are there every day. So we're going to call it into this story. I've been following you guys on the comments, and so I've been saying them as you guys have been saying them, so I don't have to catch up on comments. But he gets to move on with his life now. Maybe they let him go. That would be the best of all worlds for him. Maybe they let him go with time served. I honestly, I don't see that. I see him getting some more time. We'll follow the story and see what happens. Being in a motorcycle club is tough. Being in a motorcycle club is tough. Being in a motorcycle club is tough. Even if it's not a 1%er motorcycle club. I promise you. I get calls every day about this. I got a call from one of my bros. You people follow me over. I got a call from some brothers up north. Not in my club, but this one guy was fighting for the custody of his child. All he wanted was visitation. And what the hell did she do? She screamed that because he was in a biker club, that he was some sort of an outlaw. He ain't even in an outlaw biker club. He was some kind of outlaw who didn't deserve to see his own damn children. And, they called me to talk to me about it. What is it that we can do? And I was like, it's tough being in a motorcycle club. It's tough being in a motorcycle club. It's tough being in a motorcycle club. They put these things on you. And God, it must be even 10 times tougher to be in a 1% outlaw motorcycle club and have the things on you like being found guilty of being a racketeering, all that stuff. They walk into court with like this big, huge biblical scroll held up on a high stick with the scroll like 15 feet extended. This guy, oh, hold on. I need the right voice for that. Here we go.
This guy is a terrible criminal who must be prosecuted to the extent of the law. Do you hear me? We now have our scroll of the offenses he's committed that have nothing to do with the charges he's being charged for. First, hate him for being in a motorcycle club first. We'll hate him for that. Yes. We'll hate him for first being in a motorcycle club. Yes. And then we'll charge him for the charges that we actually have on him. Yeah. Yes. Thumbs up or thumbs down, people. Come on. Athenians, I ask.
Yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it is when you belong in a motorcycle club. You know? So, they do. They walk in with a scroll and they got the hordes behind them and they're coming to get your ass. And that's the way it is, man. Anyway, he can put this behind him and move forward. And hopefully that works for him. Anyway, and I do want to say that I know you guys will hate me for this, but I absolutely have sympathy for the police officer who lost his life out there doing his job. I know this is a motorcycle club page and everybody will be like, I hate that pig and all that. I don't hate cops. I hate bad cops. I don't hate cops because I know if someone was kicking in my door right there, I'd be 911 like a mofo. And I wouldn't want them to be like, oh no, you don't need us. Which I really don't. I mean, to be honest with you, it'd be gunfight at the OK Corral over at this mofo. But I don't hate police officers. They serve a purpose of keeping the place safe if they'll do what they want to do. Now, I don't like the Uvalde police officers and people like that. And you know, it's a wild thing, but we want to acknowledge on the show that a police officer lost his life. And just like a military person who loses their life, we hope that they're fighting for a better purpose, which is to take care of us all. Just like police officers make mistakes, so too could this full patch brother of this club. He could have made a mistake. And just because you're a police officer doesn't mean that you should be able to prosecute somebody to the nth degree because, a mistake was made. Isn't that what they said when they surrounded David Koresh and them and caught fire to their buildings and burned them people alive? Oops, we made a mistake. So if you guys can make mistakes, everybody can make a damn mistake. Wouldn't you say? But they don't work that way, right? Life's Resurrection said, I lost 2 brothers on murder charges I rode with. And yes, they hung them out to dry. Absolutely. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comments section below. I will see you guys tomorrow. Check out Think Tactical today. Check out bikerliberty.com to get your new stuff printed. We have all kinds of stories that we don't cover on here. Bikerliberty.com. Our online news magazine is bikerliberty.com. And our podcast is The Dragon's Lair, L-A-I-R, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. Please check that out. Also, we have a new channel called MC Protocol 101. Check that out as well. Those are the things we got going for y'all. All right. I think that's it. All right. You guys take care. Love you all. Yes, I said it. I love you all. What? You didn't think that I love you all? Mm-hmm. Well, I do. Significance there. Significance. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny.
Hey subscribers, whenever you are in Macon, Georgia, you have to get over to my Motorcycle Club Brothers Cigar Lounge. Haley's Cigar Lounge on Ingleside Avenue has a night or several nights just right for you. Monday Night Football kicks off the week. Wednesday is Whiskey Night. Thursday, Ladies Night. Saturdays are Make Your Night. And wrapping up the weekend, it's Sunday Football. Haley's is closed on Tuesdays. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere at Haley's. Hang out at the bar or outside on the patio. They can also host your small events. Haley's Cigar Lounge, 2308 Ingleside Avenue in Macon, Georgia. Be sure to tell them Black Dragon sent you.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing into the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
day in the neighborhood. Such a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Please won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Such a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Oh, won't you be mine? Please won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Oh, please won't you be my neighbor? Yeah. Won't you please? Oh, won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Such a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Oh, won't you be my neighbor? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Such a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Oh, please won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Please won't you be? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Oh, please won't you? Won't you please be my neighbor?